So, video games. I would say I'm a pretty big fan of those. I'd maybe even call myself a gamer. And what gamer doesn't know of Dark Souls? The series so exceptional, it spawned tons of articles saying, "Is Cooking Mama the new Dark Souls or cooking games? I don't know, maybe." It was a bombshell of a game graced with us back in 2011. However, I hadn't played it until just last year, and when I beat it, when the credits rolled, I kind of just sat there in awe, wondering what the fuck it was. It just struck me as a game I would never find again or play again. It put a spell on me that I can't really describe. So, of course, I immediately got Dark Souls 2, expecting only the greatest of things. And when I finally saw the end credits of that game, I said, "Oh, thank God it's over." What the hell happened? To say the least, Dark Souls 2 is the original if you took the difficulty that was already cranked up to 11 and you slightly cranked it up all the way to 54. There are so many features in this godforsaken game that are just straight up unfun. I guess you could say it's littered with a bunch of unfun video game mechanics. After I played it, it got me thinking, why add a ton of these unfun mechanics for the sake of difficulty or just being unfun or punishing the player for playing? What does make a game fun or unfun in video game mechanic sense? Today I want to take a deep dive into that question with Reggie's voice in our ears.
If it's not fun, why bother?
Not to life, silly. But I am still looking for that. What's the point of adding a feature to the game? How does it make it more fun? How does it improve the game? What is it there for? Stuff like that. Right here is Ash's handy dandy notebook where I've collected a list of unfun video game mechanics that I want to take a look at. Starting off is Dark Souls 2. Something that always really pissed me off while playing Dark Souls 2 was losing your health when you die. The only reason this mechanic is in the game is to make it harder. Don't give me the bullshit excuse of, well, it actually makes you more... No, it doesn't make you more cautious. The OG already had a good enough punishment. You lose your souls when you die. That's punishment enough. A big problem I have with Dark Souls 2 is how it's baked to be artificially hard, whether that be from losing health, or falling from 3 feet and taking a massive amount of damage, or the bullshit that is the ADP stat. Now you may know there's a good ending to the story though. In Dark Souls 3 they took it out. They maybe, this is just a guess. They saw how bad it was and were like, okay, time to correct. And they did. Now I know this is old news. Dark Souls 2 came out in 2014 and like I said, they fixed the problem in Dark Souls 3, right? Well, yes, but I think Dark Souls 2 serves as a good precautionary tale to developers. As soon as you make something artificial or you put a mechanic in for the sake of that mechanic, you've thrown fun out the window. The only reason this is in, this right here, is to make me want to put the toaster in the tub. Alright, that's enough shitting on Dark Souls 2. Let's move on to something else. Next on our list is, oh man, hate to see this one. Red Dead Redemption 2. Something game designers need to understand is, we know how pretty your game is. We know how talented your animators are. And how hard you crunch them. We don't need to see that to every minuscule detail. Big problem that Red Dead Redemption 2 suffers from is things tedious shit is the exact thing the player wants to go through, man. You know, we love 10-second animations to pick stuff up. That's just... When you go to loot someone, you have to go through this animation every single time. Doesn't matter who they are, you are going to kneel down, get on your cowboy legs, and just pick away at their corpse. Also happens in basic looting. You're robbing a house, well hold on buckaroo, you gotta open that drawer and take out the money just like in real life because we all want a game to be exactly like real life. I know. Tedious shit follows as you're hanging out in the hub area, the camp. Arthur just turns into a turtle and lets his little legs and make him go as slow as physically possible. Now my best guess is this is to slow the pace of the game. But like, why? What's the point? Red Dead 2 is an amazingly beautiful game that strives to have a realistic take on the American West. But should you strive for that in a video game? Now don't get me wrong, good graphics matter and they can improve the game. But what do good graphics matter that in showing them off, you're going to make the player go through mind-numbingly tedious shit? That's not fun. Red Dead. I love you. You're my favorite game. But goddamn, do you got baggage, girl? And the last on our list is... You thought I was done shitting on this game. It is the last time, though. All good games have something in common. They don't treat you like a baby boy, but a man. They hold your hand to a point, but they know when to throw you out of the nest and let you have fun with the mechanics. Now, the original Dark Souls does this perfectly. You're put into the asylum and you're given the basics. The enemies aren't that difficult unless you aren't playing by the rules Dark Souls gives you. If you put everything into play, you should be easily able to beat the Asylum Demon. Then, after you're put into Firelink Shrine, you're given a quest to ring 2 bells. The world becomes an open sandbox for you to do whatever you want. Now, I know what you're saying. Ash, how can you possibly hate on the freedom Dark Souls 2 gives you? It's the exact same thing the original does. A dummy, take the... Now, Majula is the most majestic Souls hub. I can't really do it justice by describing it. I know when I got there and I was blinded by the sun and I saw the sea, I kind of just stared as that nostalgic theme played and I was just awed by its beauty. But it can suck my hickory-dickory-doo. The way you're supposed to go on the original Dark Souls is pretty obvious. Hey, fucker! You see that? You see that over there? Go climb it. Go climb. Now, yes, you can walk into Skeleton Hell, but that is pretty easy to recover from and not the end of the world. What you can't easily recover from is going to Hades Tower of Flame instead of the Forest of the Fallen Giants. You know, remember our old friend, our old very fun mechanic, losing your health when you die? Yeah, it carries over here and hurts the game so much more. Now, it's really easy to wander into the Tower of Flame instead of the Forest of the Fallen Giants. You don't need anything to go there. If you just somewhat explore the hub, you will think, oh, okay, this is open, I can go this way. And don't do it, don't. Now, you may argue this freedom is good. It lets the player play the game how they want. But I don't think anyone wants the freedom to go get banana slammed 30 times while thinking they are going the right way. How is that fun? Am I making sense right now? Am I being fair? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm the one who's just fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Anyways, let's move on from this game and talk about respect. Something every human deserves is respect, especially if they're buying your product. You gotta respect my time, yo. I didn't spend $60 to play some boring ass shit or listen to your soap opera story featuring R. Kelly. I don't want to listen about you in the closet, okay? To start this off, I want to talk about Emily is Away 3. Now, usually, I'm a huge fan of Emily is Away and the story mechanics it gives you. There's usually a really good story to be told and a lesson to be learned. However, when you act like there are 2 stories in this game where you can date the edgy goth girl who just loves horror movies, or the white girl who just loves playing Mario Kart with you, and then as you play the game, you realize that they're the same person, there's no difference whatsoever, as the same dialogue and pictures are used to promote the exact same story, and what? Is that what I'm hearing? That you have to go through both girls' stories to get the good ending? Wow, isn't that so fun? Isn't that great? Great mechanics that promote replayability? Well, oh wow, I'm sorry, I lost it there. I kind of lose control when I hear about a girl that just wants to play Mario Kart with me. Another pretty good example of this is grind. The quickest way a video game can turn me off is when I need to grind it. As fun as it is to fight the same 3 enemies again for XP so I can progress the story, I would rather just be able to progress the story on its own. I don't know if that's like a hot take. Persona is a pretty good example of this. Now, honey bunches, you know how much I love you and the story you tell, but I really just want to slam you against the wall when I need to spend 3 hours in TV land to make sure I can save the next person when I could be spending time with Reese. It's also why it's really hard for me to get into looter shooters like Borderlands. Now, I have mixed opinions on Borderlands. I want to say I like the humor, but well...
There you go, Stallion.
Say hello.
And the gameplay is good, if not great, but it's really, really, really hard for me to go do some boring side bass mission where I just need to shoot some guys for some XP so I can be able to beat the main story. That's just not something I'm into. Now, when a developer adds grind to the game, this doesn't necessarily mean they're not respecting your time. However, when your grind is there to artificially extend the game and make you play longer, we have a problem. Speaking of side missions, can we talk about Ubisoft for a second? Can we just take a second to talk about Ubisoft? Because I think they are the prime definition of not respecting a player's time. Hey man, we know how much you love taking down enemy bases, so we're just gonna, let's have to do that like 10 to 15 times. Oh, and trailing missions, we know you love those, so we're just gonna jam pack. Did you just say you hate trailing missions? You know what, fucker? You know what? Well, fucking slam them into the fucking main story. Fucking, why can't you, why trail a man on foot when you can trail him on a bike? Why is this in the game? How do trailing missions improve your gameplay or your story or anything? Why do I need to follow a man who is faster than walking speed but somehow slower than running speed? Like, I love being a cool assassin, but like, is there any other way you can represent that instead of me listening to the most B-roll dialogue bullshit in the world? Speaking of B-roll footage, can we just give a round of applause to 2K Games for just being able to use the same B-roll footage for like 3 years in a row? They are a prime definition of respecting the player. No, stand up, stand up. If a game doesn't respect you, don't respect it. Case closed. So what's the point of this video besides another white guy ranting about video games and hoping someone gives a shit and listens? Well, something I'll tell you is always question the developer. Always wonder why they added a mechanic into the game. Ask if they are really respecting you or they're trying to just squeeze you for any doubloons you'll give them. Are they really proud of this? Or are they trying to squeeze any revenue they can out of you? Don't support shitty developers. I know this sounds obvious, but look who makes the most amount of money every year. I also don't want you to take away I'm just some guy who hates difficulty and is mad cause bad. Difficulty in a video game is good, and I really loved and appreciated how the original Dark Souls did it, but why should you ever take it to the point where you are being punished for playing the game, or it's just straight up unfun? You shouldn't. Difficulty in a game needs to be there for a reason. It can't just be there to make it harder. Those games aren't fun. Also, I feel like there is a first game bias when it comes to Dark Souls. I've had friends who've played Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 first, and that's their favorite. And I've played Dark Souls 1 first, so of course that's my favorite. So maybe if I played the original first, or maybe if I played Dark Souls 2 first, I would appreciate it and love it so much more than I do now, and this video wouldn't exist. But it's really hard to capture that same magic multiple times. You're only going to be captured by the ruined civilization once. No ditches. That's all I really have to say about that. Thank you for making it this far into the video and watching me kind of being a dumbass and rambling on and on. This is my first time doing anything about this, so any constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated, as I always want to try to improve my craft and become better. But again, thank you so much for making it this far. I appreciate that someone would watch this all the way through. I have a Twitter or Instagram if you want to go follow that, if you want more of moi, but I don't know if you do. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, the motto to live by is, every soul has its dark.
Ha 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 ha!